Back with another Savage stream. Thanks everybody for tuning in and checking out my channel, checking out my videos, and all you guys that are liking, commenting, sharing, all that cool stuff on some of my other videos. Thanks for that too. And thanks to everybody subscribing to the channel. I know I haven't done a 5K subscriber giveaway yet, but we are working on it. I'm gonna get to it. I know I'm at like 5.1 now, but that's okay. So yeah, today basically all we're gonna do, I'm hopefully gonna make this super quick and not drag it out too much because I'm super busy, but we're gonna go over the previous week's Raven profits. And you guys know that we built a rig a little while back. I think it was in November, and we dedicated it to, at the time it was Ethereum Classic, but we kind of moved it over to Raven once things started getting a little bit more profitable on the Raven side. You know, that went through that really good run, you know, from like a penny up to 30 cents or whatever. So it was time to switch it over at that point. Now, technically, I think that we probably would have done better had we left it on ETC, because ETC went on its own little run there, and it's still up around $32, I believe. So yeah, it's kind of hard to say. I haven't done the math, but I think that we probably would have probably paid for the rig a little bit earlier if we would have stayed on ETC. I'm not sure, 100% sure on that. What is? Oh, thanks so much, Emmanuel. What is going on, man? Thanks for the super chat. I'm gonna totally get distracted by Sonia Neer over here in the chat. A quick question for you, Savage Mind. What is the best basic right now for cheap? Basic what? Oh, ASIC. I got you. I'm not an ASIC guy. I wouldn't be able to tell you, but I think that isn't the L3 like a super old one that is actually doing pretty well with, there's some, well, Crypto Mikhail will probably know right off top of his head, but I know that the L3, I think, made like some kind of comeback, and it was mining. I can't remember what it was mining, and it was actually doing really well. Crypto Mikhail, if you remember, or if you know off the top of your head, throw that in the chat, please, sir. All right, so let's look at the previous weeks. Well, actually, this is the hardware that we got. We got the Zotac P10690, the 3 gig version. Well, that's what the P10690 is. I did buy originally. I bought 11 of them, and one of them went bad, so we only have 10 left. I got them for about $40 each. And if you look on eBay right now, this just give you an idea of what's going on. This type of video is really good for people just getting into mining, because it really sets your expectations, you know, and kind of like lays it out there with what you can expect depending on your hardware, obviously. But you know, this is a crazy time right now, because I paid $40 or probably $35 for these GPUs, and now they're selling for 200 plus. For these little 5-year-old, I think I want to say they're 5 years old. They're at least 4-year-old Zotac P10690 mining specific cards, 3 gig, GDDR5. You know, I mean, it's crazy that these cards are $200 right now, but they are. So these are all, like, this guy here is selling 12 of them for $3,600, and I got 11 for $450. So it just goes to show you, you know. I mean, the hardware and the mining landscape is absolutely nuts right now. I would not this is not a good time to get into mining, but if you can find GPUs cheap or at least MSRP, you're probably doing pretty good. These are not good prices, but it's possible that, I mean, I don't know, you might be able to break even on this rig, you know, if you got 12 of them. I don't know how much is that a piece. That would be 300 each. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. So I would do, yeah, I mean, maybe he's doing that because he has 12 and he's trying to sell all of them, but you could probably piece one together. Here's 2 for 365, right? So you know, you can get a little bit better. Here's one for, this is like 200 and something each. plus $46 shipping. Wow, from South Korea. Okay. So anyway, you can get them for around 200, sometimes even cheaper. But yeah, just keep that in mind. I mean, that's crazy. That's a huge increase from what I paid for them just a short while ago. The other specific item that I always point out is the H110 Pro BTC Plus. You could get these motherboards for like $35 last March, and now they are, you know, above 300. And that's what is in this rig. So this basically is what I paid for the items. So we were trying to reclaim, hardware wise, $1,183. Right now it would cost, probably at a minimum, it would cost $3,169 to build this same exact identical rig with today's prices. And this is actually a little bit low, because you saw that the prices are actually like 200. So you know, $3,169. You know, I got lucky. I just, whenever ETC forked to ETC hash, I was like, you know, I'm gonna check and see what those 3 gig cards are going for right now, because I remember I had seen them for super cheap, and I remember seeing, you know, $50 or something like that. And whenever I checked, there were I found 11 of them for the guy was selling. Well, actually, they had 10. They had a few dozen of them, and I bought 11 for $35 each. And yeah, that was right after ETC hash, right after they forked to ETC hash, and it was a pretty good choice of mine, I guess, because now I could just sell the GPUs if I wanted and really make a huge amount of profit, quite a bit of profit on this hardware. So I would only be selling the GPUs and not all the other hardware. So you know, I'd be making was that a 400% profit on each GPU roughly. So yeah, that's crazy. All right, anyway, so that's the 2 items, and I would be keeping this. I wouldn't sell this one. I also have the build video for this rig on my channel here. It's called Dedicated Ethereum Classic Mining Rig. Now it's actually mining RAVENCOIN now, but originally it was Ethereum Classic. So check out that video if you want to see the build. It's only about 12 minutes long. So that's cool. And then I also have a pretty recent video on mining RAVENCOIN. So check this one out as well. And this is using that same rig. So this is whenever we switched over to RAVENCOIN. I did a video on it, and it's actually using that same rig for this video. Now, I've already gone through and actually, let me show you the worker in HiveOS. Okay, so it is getting hot in there because I got the door shut because I'm streaming and all that. So I might have to shut this down. But right now it's getting a little warm in there. This MB miner, I don't know if it's the miner or if I've got a hardware problem, but this rig, it actually goes down about once every 3 or 4 days. It just stops mining, and it doesn't throw any errors, so it's kind of hard to figure out what's going on. I haven't looked into it that much. I need to kind of sit down and look at the logs and stuff to see what's going on with it. It just stops, and I don't know if it's the miner or if it's, you know, the pool that I'm on, or I don't know what it is. But I am going to actually turn this off because it's going to get toasty. Let's shut that down. And yeah, so normally it hits around 58 or 59, probably average on Raven. And then as far as the hardware, you know, you already know what the hardware is, but this just shows you real-time Samsung memory, which is nice. I think all the P10690s had Samsung, maybe not all of them, but I know that back then that was a thing. And then it also shows you the overclock settings that I have. Power draw is a little off because technically it's probably pulling about 1050 to 1090 at the wall for the rig. And if you look over here, I actually have it set to, yeah, see, I've got it in the settings. I added the amount of watts that it needed to basically match what it is at the wall. So that's why you're seeing 1,057 here. But if you total them up, you know, you're not going to get that. So anyway, you're only going to get about 750 if you total them up, somewhere around in there. All right, so there's that. And then the flight sheet, this is what the flight sheet looks like. We are mining the 2 miners, and we can go over there and check that out and see what the pool is saying. I haven't been over here in a while. Since last week, actually. It's got a little bit of a balance here. And one unfortunate thing about 2 miners is they don't let you change the minimum payout. So its minimum payout is 10 Raven, and you get a payout once you reach that in, you know, every 2 hours. So if you have reached 10 Raven in 2 hours, every 2 hours, you're going to get a payout every 2 hours, which is not ideal for keeping track of things, because it makes your spreadsheets all crazy because you have so many different lines like this, you know, this right here. So you have a lot of different inputs, you know. I wish that they would make it to where I could set it to where I would only get a payout maybe once a week or something. But it is what it is. So it looks like over here on the pool, we're looking at 58 average. That's about right. Sounds about right. Total paid out was 1750. And if we go and check our wallet that we are mining to here, we got 1750 in there. So that's perfect. We've never moved off of this pool. We stayed on this pool and we stayed on this wallet. So that's why it matches perfectly like that. And if we went and looked at our payouts, we could match these up with what we are seeing. The way I did the payout, I might start using this again, because the way that Zelcore, it's got this little feature over here, export to CSV. But the format of the CSV is really awful, because it includes, whenever I pull it into Google Sheets anyway, I mean, I know I can manipulate the data after the fact, but it puts the date and the time in the same block, and it has the day before the month. So whenever you sort it, it sorts it really jacked up. And I have to kind of, you know, play around with it to get the data into the spreadsheet properly, so that I can just do the calculations like this, right? So like all this is like heavily manipulated data over here, because whenever you sort it, it's going to sort it backwards, kind of backwards from what you want. And you can see how it kind of includes the time. I know that there's a way to fix it. I just haven't sat down and actually done it. But it would be nice if maybe Zelcore would include some type of, maybe it is in here, but this goes to a CSV, but I'd like to be able to tell it what columns, what data I want it, and in what format. That would be really cool. Maybe that's not a feature that a lot of people use, but anyway. So that is, yeah, again, I've already totaled it up. You can see the dates here. So it's 4/25, you know, 4/26. So this is from today, from this morning. And the total for this period, so for the past week, we've mined 248.6 Raven. And that is at 16 cents. That's only about $40 before power. And this makes up, these numbers are kind of out to lunch right now because of how we've done this, and we've already basically broke even, and profit. We're in some pretty good profit on this rig, you know, minus the power. And even with the power, I think we are still in profit overall. So yeah, these two numbers here don't really matter too much. But if you go back up here, so you got, this is how much ETC we mined when we first cranked up the rig, and the current ETC value is 32.52. So just with the ETC that we mined, we paid for the rig. Okay, so that was 134% of our break-even point. And then, so all the Raven is just gravy. But again, I think that we probably would have done better off just staying on Ethereum Classic for profitability purposes. So we are looking at about 1,700. I don't know. I still haven't. I went through this and I could not find where I missed. I missed like 5 payments or something in here, and I just haven't been able to find them yet. I did spend about 10 minutes looking for it today, but I thought I found it, and then I realized that I hadn't. So yeah, it's off by about 50 for some reason. Yeah, I see 1,750 here, and then so it's only 42 that I'm missing. But anyway. Current Raven value is 16, so that puts us at 269 that we've earned so far. Total Raven. So you can see how the profitability has been a little bit slower than with Ethereum Classic, back whenever we were on Ethereum Classic. So if we look at this rig, it's pretty close to a 1050 Ti. You can get some fairly close in some of the categories here, and 10 of those 1050 Ti's. They don't have the P10690s in here. So I was thinking that we might actually switch this rig over to something else. So if we do the calculations, it looks like Rio is the most profitable by a lot, right? So like we're down here mining Raven at 552, which comes out to about let's see, what are we saying, 47 a day basically, and that's about right. What we are seeing. So if we go like 45 a day times 7 days, that's almost what we're seeing. I mean, we're getting about 250, right? Somewhere around in there. 248 here. And this rig was down for some time. Remember, it does crash, or it has been crashing about every 3 days. Don't know why yet. Something I have to look at. But yeah, so so I was thinking that we might switch it over to Rio or something like that. I might actually need to do that. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. What you guys think I should do here. All right, I'm gonna check the chat, see what is up. Well, Crypto Mikhail, I meant, you know, because you talked to Nemesis, and I know he does ASICs. I know he's talked about that. I want to say it was L3. Yeah, Guild War. I actually I actually mined Haven, and I took some really awful advice from somebody, no names or anything, and kind of started ignoring the project altogether. But I did mine them for, I don't know how long. It must not have been that long because I don't have that much. But that little bit that I mined is that, and that was from like 2018. I want to say it was from 2018. At the end of 2018 is whenever I was mining it. Maybe a little bit in 2019 too. But anyway, that little bit that I mined actually has paid for, or could pay. I still have it. I'm still holding it. Could have paid off the rig that I was mining with it. And I swear it couldn't have been any more than a month that I was mining it. And that's crazy. You know, and it's one of those projects that I wish I would have just left a rig on, just let it go. And, you know, my gut was telling me to do that, and that they were going to, because at the time it was pure chaos. That project has gone through, initially was really chaotic. I mean, devs arguing, fighting, you know, abandoning the project, all kinds of crazy stuff happened in the very beginning of Haven. But then I think some good people got a hold of it from the community and have really turned it around and done great things. And you know, and you can see that in the value, in my opinion anyway. All right. So that's my little Haven spiel. I wish I would have stayed on it for sure. Freaks, I am not using a smart meter on this particular rig. It does have like a power control box, but not Like I can turn it off and on remotely, but that's it. And I'm on 240 with that rig also. All right, Fudweiser. So you and Sonia Neer probably need to talk about those L3s. I'm pretty sure that's the one that Nemesis was saying was profitable again. Seems like that was it. All right, so long story short, on this particular rig here, we are like 57% above break even, you know, and we've earned about 1864 total. I think that's right. 1594, yeah, so 1864 total. Total rig cost was 1183, so we are good. And this is probably why this will probably be the last week that I do this particular type of video on this, because we paid for the rig. So maybe next week I'll probably let it go another week on Raven, and then we'll just switch it over to whatever's profitable at the time, maybe Rio or something, or I don't know, maybe I'll do a video tomorrow on that and just switch it over tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But I think that is going to do it for me. I'll play a little video of the actual rig here. Everybody say goodbye to Kajimi. I'm not selling it or anything, but I think that we're just going to do a different type of video on it. Most speculative coin to mine right now would probably be that's a good question. I'd probably have, I don't know. I mean, it's speculative would be not something on here, right? So you're gonna, you know, you're talking about something that probably is not going to be listed on a profitability calculator or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. I know Conflux was pretty popular there for a while. Probably still is. I know that on certain GPUs it still does really well. Yeah, I don't know of any spec plays at the moment. Wow, so on a 30, wow, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. On a 3060 Ti, Rio's #1. Wow. And by a lot. So what is Rio doing today? Good grief, that seems like something must be happening over there. Okay, so they're up 43%, that's why. This was a good spec play. Guild War. Back in the day. I've done a lot of content on Rio. I think I have a playlist on them, actually. So it's good to see them finally. I know all the trade ogre stuff is kind of hot right now. CCX, Rio, Swap, you know, those are doing okay at the moment. Super low volume though, but only 4 million market cap. But still, that's really low volume. Interesting. What's CCX doing? My computer's acting really silly. I know it's on here. is not finding it. It's definitely on there. I don't know why it's not coming up. Weird. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. It is 10:11, so I want to try to keep these a little bit shorter. I was trying to make this one something like 15 minutes. John Jermaine, did you really? You try to give me 1,000 Rio? What? For what, a giveaway or something? Yeah, it's funny how that works, right? Like, you look at some of the projects and, you know, especially like okay, let's take Rio, for example. You know, I did a lot of support, you know, on my own for them, mining, doing content, the whole thing. And then it just like 3 years, two years of pure bear market and just really sideways. One, you know, I think, man, I want to say that Rio was down to like, was it below a cent? I think it was at one time, actually. Pretty recently, actually. The search feature is not working on this for some reason. Go to main market cap. I'll never go to anymore. Let's see if, yeah, there's Conceal over there. So they're up 23%. But Rio, I want to say it was below a penny. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Jesus. Wow, below a penny for all this time. So what I was saying was, man, look right here. Oh my gosh. Like right before this pump started too. Oh my gosh. 0.005. So, you know, you go through this, right? So you're sitting here supporting the project, doing content, all that cool stuff all the way through here. And then like right around in here, somebody offers you 1,000 for like a giveaway. And you're like, yeah, I don't know. Not really that interested. And then look, woo, boom. Yeah, wow, that's crazy, right? That is crazy. Yeah, see, now I would have taken, now I regret it, right? Just like all those people that regretted getting into Bitcoin whenever they first heard about it and all that. So, yeah, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Lots of volume on some of these days. Like that was a over $1 million volume day there. Seems to be coming and going. All right. So yeah, cool stuff. Yeah, now there's no way we'll do a 1,000 Raven giveaway again either. Probably. I doubt that it'll ever go down that low again. What's funny was back whenever it was really low, as I was telling everybody, man, y'all need to create your assets now, you know, because, you know, even at 10 cents an asset, if you just want to have one, you know, for like your name or whatever, it's going to be pretty expensive, you know. Like right now they're, let's see, 500 times 16. Is that $18? Is that right? I can't math. You guys know I can't math. 8,000. So 8,000. No, that's not right. 8,000. Come on. Is it $80? Is that right? Yeah, $80. So to create a main asset, a top level asset, is $80 right now. And whenever it was a penny, you know, that was $5. right? So, yeah. Kind of crazy. All right. I'm just yapping about stuff. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I will see you guys tomorrow night. If you thought that this was educational or entertaining in any way, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All that cool stuff. You guys know what to do. I will see y'all tomorrow. Maybe we'll switch this over to Rio. I don't know what we'll be doing. I know I got to do the 5K giveaway and all that. I need to get with Dan the Dane on that, and then we'll look into that. But anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow night. Stay savage, everybody.